Hey guys, welcome to another episode of About Time with Michael. If you like what you're seeing, please don't forget to like and subscribe because I need to build up these subscribers. Today, I'm going to do a solo. We have some awesome watches that have been lent to us by a dear friend, but we're going to break them up into segments. First of all, for all you speedy and moon lovers out there, I have a comparison video for a sapphire crystal version Speedmaster. These are the 2021 releases. So sapphire versus acrylic. And we're just going to run through a little bit about both models. So I get a lot of people coming in asking me, as their first watch, they want an Omega Speedmaster. They've only got, $10, $11, $12,000 to spend. What's the best model to get? I'm a big fan of the acrylic crystal. I love it. I think it's the more original piece. But as a daily wearer, I believe that the sapphire crystal does offer some upgrades. So if you're wanting to compare for your first watch and you want to see some of the differences, that's what we're going to do today. So I guess first of all, I'm going to show you what the acrylic version Speedmaster looks like. The acrylic one's mine. That's why it's very clean. And the sapphire crystal one is my co-host, who's not, and it's filthy, but he has cleaned it a little bit. But this is the acrylic crystal version. So I'm just going to point this model out for you. We've upgraded our camera systems as well for the close-up, so you're going to see it looking a lot clearer. Like, look at that there. So that's the acrylic. So it's got a new movement now from the older model. Well, the 2021 has a newer movement now, which is a 3861 caliber. They upgraded the 5-link bracelet, which you can see. So that's a new bracelet that they put, which is very similar to the 4th generation Speedmaster that they had. And on this model here, you're going to see the logo there is painted on the acrylic. So you're going to painted logo. You've got a full brushed bracelet. So this is the reason why the price point's a little bit cheaper. Something which was really cool that Omega did, they added the dot over 90. So if you look over the 90, they put a dot there again above the 0, which is very famous for the original Speedmasters. When they went to the moon in '69, this reference had that. Just to buy one of those original bracelets nowadays, I'd say it's got to be $3,000–4,000 just for the bezel itself. So that's really cool that Omega went all the way and remembered that. So aesthetically, this watch is pretty much very similar to the sort of the '69 Speedy. And you've got a closed case back with obviously all your, if you believe we went to the moon, which I do, you've got all the writing on the case back there. So, flight qualified by NASA, 65 for all space missions. So that's the acrylic. Now we'll check out the sapphire and then we'll hold them up next to each other. This is the sapphire. It does look a little bit cleaner in the glass because the sapphire is easier to see through than the acrylic. The acrylic had a little bit of a dome, which makes it a little bit more cloudy compared to this model. So I'm doing my best here. So you still got the dot over 90 bezel. There, you can see that there. But something cool, which I'll start the second hand. There we go. You've got an applied logo, which is just awesome. And then you go to the bracelet. So you still got a 5-link bracelet, but you've got polished and brushed links. You can see that the profile of the glass there is different. It's not as domed. Now I want to show you something why most people tend to buy the sapphire. If you look at the case back, you get to see the movement. So that's pretty cool. I think that's why most people will, sort of tend to spend that little bit more money, get the see-through case back. I used to know a lot of guys that used to buy the Speedy with the acrylic and the closed case back, and then they used to open it up, take it off, and put a see-through case back on the back. But that just, that's really nice there, that new movement by Omega. So that's the sapphire. I'm going to hold them up next to each other. So when you see them next to each other, not a huge difference straight away. So can you guess that one there? That's the acrylic. You can see the dome. And then, do that. So it's more dome and more straight with the sapphire. And then I'll start this one here. I'll get this out of the way. There we go. So you can see it applied compared to painted, which I tend to like the applied better, to be honest. But we're the same. This one looks a little bit more casual. This is a bit dressy, I think, with the polished links. But yeah, they're awesome. I think, like everyone says, go a Speedmaster. I think every person should have a Speedmaster in their collection. I think that's the way to go. What would I buy? I'd probably buy the acrylic, only because, like I said, it is the original one. It is the coolest one to have. But if you're happy to spend that extra couple of $1,000 and you want to beat it up, because you will scratch the glass on the acrylic, and it's pretty simple. Take it to any good watchmaker. We always recommend OBR Horology, 3rd level of the My Centre. Go see Oliver. He's a fantastic watchmaker. He's probably the best in South Australia. He'll give it a good polish for you. He won't like this, but tell him Michael sent you. And you can do that. That's really easy. Otherwise, if you're going to beat it up a bit, you're going to wear it every day. I've got a shop fitter friend who wears it, literally putting in shop fits every day. He went in the sapphire and he hasn't marked it at all. So grab that one. Good investment. I think they're always going up. Omega put a price increase usually every year. I think if you bought one 5 years ago, it was around 7,000. Now we're looking at 13, just over 13,000. But they are iconic watch, so they should be in every collection. So please go out there, contact your authorized dealers, ask about them, try them on. They're a 42mm case, but they are twisted lug, so they're a shorter lug base. So they do wear more like a 40 to 41mm. But I think that's the way to go. Like they're a really good looking watch. They've got a nice tapered bracelet now, so they do sit well on the wrist. A pin through with double screws either end on the bracelet, so you're not getting that stretching anymore that used to happen on some of the older models. These models aren't going to do that now. And the new clasp has a easy link push button, one adjustment, so you can get that little bit of extra room, say if you're flying or you're swelling during summer. Makes it really easy. So go try one on, have a look, try both on, see how you feel. Michael's pick is definitely the acrylic, but yeah, have a go. All right, we'll see you next time. We have got a lot more on the show. I'm going to go through some awesome double red sea dwellers. I've got one double red sea dweller, one great white coming up next. So you're going to want to see this. I'm going to compare them. They are awesome. And then I'm going to go into submariners. I've got a red submariner. I've got a single white 1680. I've got a vintage 5512. I've got one of the best GMTs I've ever seen. And then we're going to do some big block tutors. So stay tuned. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. We need them. Come on, guys.